Hey there. So I was in AA for about 6 months, 6 months to a year, and I've been sober now for over 5 years and 9 months. But what I want to share today is something that I haven't shared publicly until now. And that's why I naturally, slowly, kind of unintentionally grew out of AA. If you don't know what AA is Alcoholics Anonymous. So when I got sober, AA was exactly what I needed. I needed structure, support, community, a sense of belonging. And I've talked about this briefly before, but like for me, when I got out of rehab and was going to meetings and meeting all of these like-minded people, it felt like it was like a whole totally different world. Like it didn't exist in real life. It was like a secret society of some sort where like I felt welcomed, I felt belonging, like I felt these people have been through similar things that I have, if not worse, and I didn't feel alone because I was terrified and I had no idea how to live without numbing. And these people did. Those meetings were kind of like a safe space that I needed the most, especially early on in recovery. But by the time the pandemic hit, I was 6 months sober, meetings were shut down, and the isolation kicked in. And by the time I hit my first year of sobriety, I went to one final meeting. And honestly, it was just to get my 1 year coin and to celebrate with my mom. That was the last one. And it's not like I ever consciously made the decision to stop going. I didn't think, like, oh, I'm done with this, I'm never going back. I just never went back. I didn't feel the need to. And over the years, I've reflected on this a lot. And I realized that it was actually a gift from God. Like, I think He was genuinely trying to show me that I could walk on my own now and that I had outgrown the chapter of what was AA. I kind of look at it as like training wheels, right? AA gave me the foundation, but eventually I needed to learn to ride differently. I needed to learn new ways. I needed to connect with my higher power and healing in my own way. And honestly, I think if I stayed in those rooms, I wouldn't have grown as quickly as I have. Because here's the truth: when you're constantly surrounded by early sobriety energy, like people struggling, people relapsing, people fighting their demons daily, like it's hard to expand. And I started to feel like I was getting stuck in a cycle of only surviving when I wanted to thrive. And then a few years later, my best friend from rehab passed away. And we lived together after rehab. We shared life together after rehab. And we eventually got to 3 years sober. And one night she decided to just go back out. And she didn't make it back. And that loss honestly completely changed me. And it woke me up to a truth that not everyone makes it. And I had to ask myself, am I really living or am I just surviving? Like being around relapse stories constantly wasn't helping me anymore. It was almost like it was re traumatizing me. And on top of that, like I started to feel pressure. And AA was this like secret society, like I said, and they really hone in on the fact that they're anonymous, and it made me kind of start to question, like, I get being anonymous and like everybody has their own story of whether they want to share their story or not, and that's completely fine. But like if I saw somebody in public, like this actually happened to me once. I was a cashier at a store and somebody came and had the name of the rehab I went to on their t-shirt. And I said, "Nice t-shirt." And when he looked down to see what shirt he was wearing and was like, there was like this like, hold on, because usually people are like, oh yeah, got it at whatever. But he was like, so I pulled out my pen and it had the same name of the rehab, and he understood, and that was all it was. But it was weird. It was like I was like afraid of calling him out, and there was some level of shame and silence in that moment. And I really started asking, like, why? Why are we told to stay anonymous? Why are we told that we're broken and we're not normal and we don't fit in with society and we should be secretive and, change our ways and not talk about it so the rest of society isn't uncomfortable or whatever it is. I don't know. What is the reason? Because even that short interaction I had, it got me thinking, like, what if somebody in public needs to hear, hey, I see you. Hey, I'm one of you too. I understand you. I get you. I'm out here in real daily life. I'm not secluded in a meeting room or in a rehab. Like, sometimes maybe some people need to see that. And that's why I've decided to recover out loud, because that could change their whole day. That could really help somebody. And even if people told me, like, oh, you're never going to get hired, or nobody's going to understand, or, you know, you need meds to be normal. Like, I didn't want any more hiding. I didn't want any more pretending, no more shrinking. And it took me years to get there. But now I share my story of sobriety boldly, openly, and with pride. Because truthfully, if I had stayed in those rooms, I don't think I would have ever found the deep inner peace, self-trust, the creativity, or even the relationship that I have with God today. And not because AA is bad, but because I changed. And your recovery is allowed to evolve. If you feel like your growth is pulling you in a new direction, maybe you're in the AA rooms and you're feeling like, hey, this might not be for me anymore. And maybe you're afraid of, people thinking that you're going to relapse if you don't hit a meeting. A lot of people that are in my life that aren't an addict or an alcoholic and they're learning about it, they think that because you show signs of relapsing before you actually relapse, not hitting a meeting every week is meaning that you're going to relapse. And I was like so frustrated, but I also understood because I knew that nobody had my trust yet. I hadn't proved that yet. But I stuck true to the fact that if I just keep doing what I need to do, eventually over time, people are going to see. People are going to notice. People are going to say, oh yeah, she really is sober. So if you feel like you're being pulled in a different direction, it does not mean that you're abandoning your recovery. It just might mean that you're stepping in a new way on your own terms. And for me, AA was just a stepping stone. But the path that I'm on now, the one where I speak, I share, I create, and I connect deeply with others online, that's the path where I found the most healing. So no, I'm not here to tell you that AA is wrong or that people shouldn't go. I'm just here to say that your story matters, even if it looks a little different, and your path is valid, even if it changes. And you're allowed to recover in a way that fits your soul. So I just hope that this video reaches somebody that feels like maybe they're outgrowing the place that they once needed, and to let you guys know that you're not alone. And you don't have to stay stuck in something that no longer serves you, just to prove that you're sober. Your recovery, your rules, your growth. If this resonated, please hit the like button, subscribe for more, share it with somebody who needs it, and maybe comment your thoughts below. Have you been in a situation like this? What are your thoughts on AA? Have you been in AA? Maybe how you've gotten sober. I'd love to hear your story too. And until next time, stay kind to yourself. I love you, and I'm so proud of you. I'll see you in the next one.